It was Monmouth President Dr. Patrick Leahy. We thought, let's bring you back for the basketball home opener, for the men's home opener, that is. And Dr. Leahy, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Eddie. I'm happy every home opener.
Can we just pencil you in?
You pencil me in.
Every home opener.
And you know I'll be here.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Dr. Leahy joining me now. And we're going to talk athletics. We're going to talk hoops. But when we last spoke during football season, you left all the viewers with kind of a teaser and a big announcement that was to come. So I think it's time that you can go ahead and reiterate that announcement.
I can talk about it now freely, and that is that in October, we announced that we are taking our Bruce Springsteen archives and Center for American Music to a whole nother level with the construction of a $45 million, super visually stunning, environmentally friendly, highly functional building in which we can store the archives, but more importantly, tell the ever-unfolding story of American music. It is a $45 million investment in the arts here on campus, and it's going to be a major cultural institution, not only for our university, but our state, our country, and people will come from all over the world to see that place, Eddie.
When last year it was announced, and I spoke to Bob Santelli on a broadcast last year, and just listening, Dr. Leahy, to how he talked about what it means for the Monmouth students, for the experience, but music fans everywhere, it's going to be a remarkable opportunity for Monmouth.
I mean, it makes so much sense because we are already a university that's deeply committed to the arts and arts education. Now, for us to locate a major cultural phenomenon like that right on our campus, it's going to take the student experience to a whole nother level, and it's going to make Monmouth University well known, frankly, around the world.
I don't think it's too late. I already have a couple degrees, but I may have to come back and get one more for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome to do that.
I may have to do that. As we continue with Dr. Leahy, we always like to get the big picture of what's going on at the university, but I know no one a bigger fan of Hawks athletics than you. When we last spoke, it was the beginning of the fall season, and what a fall season it was for the Monmouth athletics teams.
Well, this is our second year in the CAA. And I think when we made this step up, we all recognized it was going to be a major athletic step up. We were, wondering how well we would compete. Well, I'm really pleased to share with you that we are competing just fine. Women's soccer was in the final game and lost at the last minute. Men's soccer was in the final game, lost in overtime. Women's field hockey was in the final game, lost in double overtime. Football's having a competitive year. Cross country had a great fall season. Basketball's off to a good start. I feel right at home in the CAA, even though, as you know, we're one of the smallest institutions in our conference.
Yeah, but that hasn't prevented Monmouth from kind of doing what it's known for, which is always competing. You mentioned the success that the soccers and field hockey had and that football, cross country had during the year. But how about the start to the basketball season? Dave and I have talked about the Monmouth men win over West Virginia, but the same night that happened, the women's team had a marquee win.
I've been saying, I think, Eddie, this could be one of the finest nights in the history of Monmouth basketball, because at the very same time, 7 p.m. Friday a week ago, our men were taking down a Power 5 school, and our women brought a Power 5 school here to the Ocean First Bank Center. And they both won those games at the very same time. So we're really excited about the possibilities this year for both the men and the women on the basketball court.
Yeah, and that comes on the heels of Ginny Bogus leading the Monmouth women to a CAA championship last year in the first year in the league. Quite a remarkable achievement. Yeah, we were all checking with our phones, and as that game was wrapping up here and that game was wrapping up, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, very exciting time for us. I think King Rice, that's his 9th high major win in just the last 6 or 7 years. We got a lot of basketball left to play today, so don't count us out today either, Eddie. Well, but feeling really good about the whole program and where it's going.
Well, not at all count the team out. It's going to be a great second half, which we know. I swear you're listening to the broadcast, because that's all Dave and I have been talking about. I know you have affinity for all Monmouth athletics programs, but I'm getting ready to do the game today, and I'm making my charts and my rosters, and I just couldn't help but see a familiar name on this Monmouth men's team, and I was like, I wonder who that young man that wears number 10 is.
Number 10 happens to be a Leahy, and yes, he happens to be related to me. He's my oldest son, Jack. he had a good career as a high school basketball player in Pennsylvania, decided he was coming to Monmouth anyway, and he started hanging around the program last summer, and King Rice graciously gave him basically a tryout and added him as a walk-on. So I think Jack will be more helpful to our team in practice than he will on on game days. But it's a ton of fun for all of us to have him involved in the program.
Well, it's so great to hear all the great things happening at Monmouth. I look forward to another chat with you, hopefully in the near future.
Me too. The next home opener, whatever that is, Eddie.
Exactly. That is Monmouth President Dr. Patrick Leahy joining me. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Eddie.